Hi, thanks for joining us today. This is another segment of Where Are We Wednesday. I'm Candace Boothby, the President and CEO of the Noonan Coweta Chamber, and I am thrilled to be here today with my friend Kevin Barbie. And Kevin is the Executive Director of Elevate Coweta Students.
That's right.
And we are so proud of the work they are doing in our community. We have a lot to share with you. We don't have enough time to do all that we want to do, but I'm just going to start out and kind of approach it like nobody knows what Elevate is. Right. So tell us, what is the mission of Elevate Coweta?
Well, the mission of Elevate Coweta Students is to elevate our students to success in school, in our community, and in life. So it's a holistic approach, right? And so we do that by having staff embedded on campus. And where are we?
So we are in the Noonan High School newly launched, not even renovated, newly built.
Correct.
Newnan High School. But I want to give a little background. But it started out as a mentoring program many years ago, and it was called
Communities in
Schools. And it was a leadership Coweta program, 8, 9, 10, 12 years ago? How long ago? That breathed new life into the program.
Right.
And then it became an independent organization again. And then eventually you separated from nationals and became a locally owned and operated nonprofit.
Correct.
Which is the name now, Elevate
Coweta Students.
Right, yes.
And specifically serving all the students in the Coweta County school system.
Right, yes.
And we have staff embedded on campus in 5 schools. Noonan here is one of those schools where we have a classroom-sized room that we serve students throughout the school for any basic needs items, food, clothes, school supplies. And then we also have students that are on caseload that are, I guess we kind of refer to that as high risk.
Well, and they're basically a referral-based group.
That's right. They're referred by teachers, administrators, counselors, and in fact, some self-refers.
Self-referrals,
These students say, I need help, and can you help me? Or my friend came here, and they're doing a whole lot better, so how can you help me?
So what I find interesting, so I know you guys mentioned you have about 5% of the population at the school.
Roughly.
That are basically a part of the program.
Correct.
So we're sitting in the Elevate Coweta room at Noonan High School, but any student who maybe has a need, like maybe it could be a clothing need, it could be a food need, whatever, can stop by and request some
Absolutely.
help, right?
Absolutely. So when classes change, they can get a hall pass. If a teacher or counselor, nurse deems that this might be a benefit for them, they can come in and get some of those basic needs. We have students that come in here at lunch. You can imagine a lunchroom full of thousands of students versus this nice, quiet, calm space. What does class look like immediately following that?
Well, and sometimes you need that quiet to reset yourself for whatever happens next. But I wanted to draw attention to the room. So the lights are somewhat dimmed.
Yes, they are.
There's a lovely TV over here with a very serene lake type scene that makes me want to go there, and you can change it to different things, but you're really creating an environment that's conducive to the senses as a calming environment. So it's sometimes just a place for a student to come and take a breath and reset themselves.
Right, and that gives, we talk about serving students, we're also serving the teachers and the counselors, because you can imagine a student that is having that difficult time or having that moment of drama or meltdown, that a teacher who's teaching 30 other students in the classroom can just simply say, go to the Elevate room when you're ready, let the ladies speak with you and talk to you, or just go down there and calm down and then come back to class when you're ready. And I will say we're in 4 other schools, 5 total.
And talk about the feeder concept.
Yes, so we're at Ruth Hill Elementary, which feeds into Smoky Road Middle School, and we have staff at both of those schools, and then those students feed here to Noonan. So we've got this whole process, if you will, that students can then move up into the next grade level and in the next school, and then there's some support mechanism and structure there for them. We actually have a
you can kind of follow them throughout their education.
We actually have a program, it's called our Move Up program, where staff from Smoky Road, our staff person there, site coordinator, actually goes to Ruth Hill to speak to fifth graders about middle school and helps kind of relieve that anxiety of moving up into middle school. Then we do the same thing here at Noonan. They go to Smoky Road and talk to those eighth graders about ninth grade and about high school and what it means. And you know, you're growing up and some things that may shift and change, but also exciting things like sports and clubs and things that you could get involved in and building that relationship.
So you're giving them a level of support they may not have in any other part of their life.
That's absolutely correct.
But I do want you to talk about the network, the holistic approach.
Yes.
So for those of you in the audience, Kevin actually chairs the Chamber's Nonprofit Alliance, and he's done that for a couple of years now. And that's
multiple years.
I know, multiple years, like maybe 4. But I know that's why that's a great fit for you, because over on the other side of the room, you have Abby's Angels shelf with school supplies.
That's right.
So talk about some of the nonprofits and what that network looks like. And I would like to hear the Meals on Wheels story as well.
Sure. So Abby, you mentioned Abby's Angels. So they're in every school, as you probably know. They have Abby's closets there for school supplies. The 5 schools that we are in, those closets are actually in our room.
Right.
And we're serving a lot of the same students, right? And so it just makes sense. Backpack Buddies is another one. They're distributing food to students in every school. Well, in the 5 schools we're in, we are the one that are distributing that food. But we'll also, and this is a perfect example of this collaborative effort that you're talking about, we have the ability to add students to Backpack Buddies roster. When we have a student that, for example, is coming into this room for snacks and food, and we can kind of figure out, is this a bigger issue? And if it's a food or hunger issue, then we can sign them up. And here's the other unique opportunity that we have, is we can actually look to see if they're siblings in other schools. We're not there,
so
only in 5.
The whole family
and we can serve the whole. So we don't want a student from here, for example, at Noonan, coming home with food from Backpack Buddies, and their brothers and sisters at other schools aren't coming home with food.
Exactly. Yes.
So those are 2 real big partners that we have that are like physically right here with us on campus.
But what I think the Meals on Wheels is so interesting. Yes.
Our staff has the ability to really dig deep and find out what is causing issues with that student, that we then can connect with those other nonprofits. So if it's financial issue, we can reach out to those. If it's substance abuse issues, you know, we mentioned Coweta Force, right? So maybe the student is not having issues, but a parent or another sibling is having substance abuse issues.
Which is significantly impacting the student.
Correct. And so how can we connect? And there's multitudes of nonprofits in our community that we're doing that, and even local businesses. Maybe a student is having a very difficult time, and we find out that single mom at home just lost her job.
Right.
What did your mom do? Right? What was her job function? Maybe we can reach out to businesses in the community to find out if they're hiring. We're going to call CEOs. We're not going to just call a helpline, or we're not just going to call a 1-800 number. We'll reach out to those that we've formed partnerships.
So what you're really describing is the value of community and why it is so important to connect, and then you can build the relationships, and then the building of the relationships allows you to then have access to all the resources that you can then support and serve your community.
And those relationships then also allow those in the community to reach out to us. So you mentioned Meals on Wheels, for example. Meals on Wheels, this was a couple of years ago. They just brought on a new client, and found out that this grandmother was being raised by her grandson. And Meals on Wheels contacted us here at Noonan because they found out that student was enrolled here at Noonan, and said, just to bring you aware, here's what's going on in that family's life. They weren't part of Elevate. We didn't even know that particular student, but it gave us the ability to then reach out to that student and say, we're Elevate. We have a room. Any need that you may have.
We know you're taking care of your grandparents.
Right. And so if you just need to come and just talk,
Right.
come talk, right?
And they may or may not have a need, but you've given them an outlet
Right.
to relieve if there is some tension or stress or whatever.
And we only knew that because another organization reached out to us.
Right.
We had formed those relationships prior to that. We knew that they knew me, they knew the organization, and so it's kind of that two-way street where we're creating that holistic, collaborative, just network of community,
and the communication that comes with that.
Correct.
So I know that we're end of our time. We could do this all day.
Yes, we could.
Because we have such a great community, and there are so many wonderful support mechanisms and nonprofits, and you're one of them, and you're at the center of a hub of a whole lot of good work that's being done. You have how many staff members?
So I have 8 staff members.
You have 8 staff members.
We'll serve probably 2,000 students this school year.
And you are funded primarily through, donations. You have some grants. I know the school system contributes a little bit.
Correct.
But you could always use more donations.
Absolutely.
Right?
We would love to have our community just be monthly donors and contribute. And I will say one other thing as well that's very important is the community is welcome to come visit any of these rooms at any time.
So, and how do they do that?
They just reach out to me directly.
So can you give everybody your phone number?
Yes, my number is 404-313-4113.
And
or you can visit our website.
Or your email. Okay, give the website, yes.
ElevateCowetaStudents.org. There's a contact page there. They can go straight there. My number is there. My email is there. They can even just submit a request, and it'll come straight to me.
Awesome.
And we would love to have people come to these rooms because I think the experience of talking to our staff, seeing the students come in and out. When we bring people here, I tell my staff, just treat it like a normal day.
Right.
We don't want to put the dog and pony show. We don't want to shut the door, and we just want them to see the interaction of kids.
Right, and your staff is well trained and they are well qualified. I know some of them aren't social workers, but they are. There's another word for it.
They're human services. So they've got that whole process of being someone who can build those relationships.
Right.
It's not educational piece. We're not looking for educators.
And there's a big confidentiality piece to everything that they do.
For sure. So any of those schools. So whether it's Noonan or Smoky Road or Ruth Hill, Welch, we have staff there, and also East Coweta High School. Okay. So any of those, whatever's convenient for the community member.
Right, or if you even know somebody that has a need that may not be in one of those schools, you have the network.
We do.
And you can help find some resources.
We have counselors, teachers, even principals that were at one time an assistant principal at schools we're in now. They're at other schools.
Right.
So we're constantly having those conversations. And the last thing I will mention that is very important, and I'll make sure that this is communicated, is we coordinate and run the mentoring program for the school system.
Right. And that was originally the core.
That was originally the core, and that has not changed, but we've been able to grow that. So we're throughout the entire district with mentors. We have over 300 mentors now.
And you're always looking for more.
Always looking for more.
And what's involved? It's you come to the school twice a week?
You meet that student at the school once a week, at least 30 minutes.
Okay.
One student, week after week after week.
And is it all grade levels?
K through 12.
Okay.
Many of our mentors follow that student. We have mentors here at Noonan High School that started mentoring that student when they were at Ruth Hill Elementary.
Yeah, I have people that have told me their stories, and it's very rewarding. So we're going to have to end it here.
We are.
But I want to thank you for sharing with us today, and I want to thank you for sharing with everybody out there. And I hope that you've learned something new, and that you'll maybe think about giving Kevin a call and coming and checking out the program, or thinking about maybe being a mentor. But it's a great example of another reason why we live in such a blessed and fabulous community.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you
to the staff for joining us today, and I hope that you'll join us again for another segment of Where We Wednesday.